good night. Today we're doing something simple. We're gonna replace this with that. I'm only getting rid of this old logo because the clear coat is starting to peel. The yellow is starting to fade. It's starting to show its age. It's 12 years old. It's been around the block a few times. And, well, if I'm honest, I have a red car and I kind of like the black Lotus logo that was used for the F1. And then, of course, also some of the classic Lotus cars use the black logo as well. So with that said, I hope this is a quick and simple one. Let's get at it. So the idea is that we're going to try to get behind, we use some fishing line, right? So I'm going to try to kind of work that behind, and it's in a recess, and so that's kind of part of the problem. So if I can kind of just capture it. So I also have this trim removal tool. I'm not just going to go yank on it. I'm still going to try to use the string. I'm going to use the tool to kind of get this and drive it down into there. Try this again. So I've got the fishing line over the top. There's a pin roughly at the L location. There's a pin roughly at the S location. So there's two pins sort of along the midline here. So we're going to cut the adhesive up to those lines. Obviously, we're not going to go through the pins because those pins go into the car. All right, so you work your string behind it, or your line behind it, and just try and saw through. Okay, I've upgraded to some dental floss. We'll see how far we can get with that. Patience, as always, when working on your British sports car. Patience is going to be helpful. Saw it, right? The idea is to kind of saw to the middle line of the badge. It looks like we're almost there. All right, so I have here some rolled up microfiber, and I noticed that it's sort of, I've got two pull tools. I actually have a couple more, but I think these two are going to be the best. I'm going to try this one with the bent face. I'm going to get under here, and then the idea is to try and not pry on the car, but rather pry on the microfiber, which spreads out the force. And you can see the badge is indeed moving, so let me keep working on this. We're getting there, right? I got my finger under the badge, but it's still pulling down. Okay, we're definitely into it. It's just going to be real patience now to just try and gently pry it off. There we go. Okay, not too bad. And honestly, oh, it's plastic. I didn't even realize it was plastic. There's really not much on the back here. Wow, I was expecting more adhesive than that. This is what I was talking about with the two pins on the back. So that's good. Those are alignment features. Now they have a ton of play on them, so you can still sort of align it a few degrees off, which is not what we want. Well, actually, before I go on, I just want to show you that bolt in there. There you go. There's a little light on the subject. So there's the bolt down in there. So yeah, if you have to take off the clam, good to know, that's where your bolt is, right in there. And you can use it on painted surfaces here. So, you know, shake well. It says spray it right on the surface. I'm going to spray it onto the microfiber. Nice thing about this sticker remover, actually smells really nice. It's got a lemony scent. By the way, for the record, we are surrounded, this whole thing is surrounded with PPF, which is basically a big sticker, so I don't know, try to keep it off that, right? Alright, I'm having some success with this, you know, plastic tool and just kind of scraping it off a little bit. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is try and mark out using just the center line here. And instead of using like the middle of the tape, I'm using this edge of the tape. 6 centimeter recess. So that puts it right at, yeah, I'm a little off. Let me just try and move this over a little bit. Yeah, that's 3 right there. Okay, so that's the vertical line there. But more or less these little holes are my center holes. So I'm going to try to run it right through the center of those, and I'll measure it up again. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Okay, so basically this bottom line. So the cross is exactly right there. That's dead center, which is sort of this point here. That's more or less what it's going to look like, but it's hard, man, because it's in a recess. And with this adhesive, I'm really only going to get attachment just around the edge. I'm not going to get anything in the middle here, which is kind of annoying. I mean, it's pretty thick adhesive, which is good. But, you know, it'll be enough to hold it on there. It does look good, though. You know, obviously, it sits down. So I'm going to try to get that right. All right, I know it looks weird, but basically, the center line, there's the center of the T, and then also up top, it's the center of the initials. That works, so you can mark a straight line down that. And then there's also a horizontal line really at the top of the O and kind of more or less at the top of the U. So let me just see if that kind of works. So my idea here is to try and make these all kind of lay down on top of each other. And again, this is going to be super hard, so I might have to come up with a creative way to do this. Okay, so here's my idea. I've made sort of just a little pull strap out of this red electrical tape. I've tried not to cover up the white tape that I already did for my crosshairs. And I'm just going to do a test run here, more or less placing it right down there. And how does that look? I mean, that's exactly what I need to do. I mean, that's about right. I'm not going to overthink it. I think I got a system that's going to work. Release the adhesive on the back. And just take my time. It's not a rush. So before I put it down, am I happy with it? I think that's about where it's going to go. I'm going to commit to it. Okay, give it a press, pressure sensitive adhesive, and kind of push it all around the edges. And then, let's see. Off comes the red. Off comes the white. I don't know, guys. I think she looks pretty awesome. I think I nailed the placement. I think I actually genuinely got it better than factory. It was kind of sitting down towards the bottom at factory. I love it. Changes the look just a little bit. Not much, right? Just a little bit. And that's exactly enough to just make it look clean. It's now black and sort of like a dark chrome, which looks really nice. Oh, I love it. Awesome. All right, guys, that's how you change your front hood emblem or your nose emblem on your Lotus Evora. It's a little hard because it's in a recess. Use maybe that little tab method I showed you with the electric tape. Should be great. All right, enjoy.